Okay, good afternoon. See, Facebook is green, YouTube is green as well. It's going to be connected soon. I'm assuming it's actually live. So, good afternoon. Happy Friday. I think last stream was 5 days ago, Sunday. So we've been busy with some GitHub work, and sometimes we gotta back it up with more visual stuff. Development aspects of the project are defined by the visual design, or it goes the other way around. So whatever we find the limiting factor in the development, we tend to change some stuff visually. Today is going to be more on the visual side. Let's see, so I'm designing a shop interface. Let's recap where we've been. So here is our market interface where we browse kind of available products. One session of the game. These are the products you can put in your garden. And so when you hit the shop button, this has to come up. I'm creating like a shopping list interface, but more like you're shopping for particular item from different manufacturers. So this is going to take a few more iterations here. At the end of the day, if you buy something, enough time passes, you'll end up having that item in your. I believe this is what I did last Sunday. So we are taking some elements from here and we are putting them in the shop. So this part here, zoomed in, I think, yeah. This part here, this part is kind of conventional. It's the most typical shopping cart interface that you see commerce sites. It's conventional, it's familiar, it's fine, but it's also boring too. And I think there's another reason why I want to change, because no matter what I do, um, presenting this sort of let's call this metadata. So it's the kind of information that you get to see when you increase or decrease the quantity. Here, if you want to buy one pack of 100 grams of this seed, then your total is going to change and there's going to be subtotal, and you are going to have the shipping cost and the sales tax added, and you are actually paying grand total that we call order total. So this actually has to be somewhere that is visible and it's clear to look at and you understand right away, because it's one thing that you see unit price, but then you may end up buying many same product. So I think I'm gonna go with this kind of what do you call it, like pill design, like just sort of like a, looks like an icon itself. So this is going to replace this area, but I'm hoping, let's just do that. I think there is nothing redeemable about this, so we'll just remove it. I don't think it's worth turning off the layer. It's going to be gone. Let's frame these 5 of them I have. Okay, let's frame them. Frame selection. Let's call this frame. It's the frame. What did I call each one of them? Shopping option? Okay, then shopping options. From one particular supplier. Let's apply auto layout. Perfect, everything is fixed. We may change this 11 spacing, so this actually has to come here. Now this is my idea. This has to be, this is 11. I think there's a way to make the spacing the same. Anyway, that's not really a big concern. Then the metadata that I mentioned will go here. Let's tidy that up. So we could actually have a bit more compact design so that in one line, we could have the logo, shopping options, as well as the order total and all that information. Because it was divided kind of in half, either vertically or horizontally. Gonna look a lot better. Essentially, I'm trying to, let's take this out of the frame. This frame too. Essentially, I'm trying to squeeze all this into an area like this. This has to come here. Now, if I make each one of these options taller to occupy the space, that's possible, but then I actually need space here too. Maybe I'll have to reorganize this. Let's pretend we have a bit of more room here. So what things here can be grouped? The zip ETA 5 days is the only thing that is not exactly price point. Everything else is currency. So if I make 2 lines, let's not forget that this is going to be part of it. So I might end up making these a bit taller. Didn't I actually calculate that? This is 128. I assume that was 96. So this was going to be 64. So then you would actually have 32 total space, and this being 31, that's still going to be 2. Now, the idea is, I think I like the idea. Now we have to fine tune this. Yeah, because before there was some confusion about whether logo should be on the left or on the right. Now, as long as we can actually make this metadata part all stuck underneath the buying options, the shopping options, then the logo can be on either side. That's fine. Okay, let's try this. Let's try to take this. This maybe, let's not worry about the vertical space. If I take the ETA part out, something like still too tight. But I think there's another important piece of information that I'm not mentioning or I'm not even considering right now. Idea is nice, but I think there has been some new information. Let's say between weight versus number of seats type of shopping. So normally when you use starter kits, you are in each hole or like section in a starter kit. They say like put a few seeds, and then maybe one healthy seedling will come out. You're planting square meter in your garden, then you'll actually be dealing with a number of seeds, 30 seeds, 100 seeds, or whatever. Essentially, you're buying number of seeds. That being said, when you are shopping from a manufacturer's website, you don't shop by the number of seeds. In the product description, it is presented that it's like for this kind of package, it's like the 5 grams. It has X number of seeds. So you decide, okay, maybe you need to buy the 5 gram package. So that is done because the company will charge you, they will know how much they should charge you, the shipping cost and all that stuff. So you're still essentially buying a bunch of seeds. For practical reasons, it's measured by weight. Now, I think instead of having weight options here, we should go for number of seats in display, which means horizontally these areas might have to be bigger, which means that we can actually occupy this space and maybe with a bit of font size trick here can actually fit all this information here. I still have to check the option though when total numbers may still be larger. You can always increase this. I think we have plenty of space. Suppose, yeah, I have to figure out the pricing model. These kilogram this number of seats, they have to be converted because some of these numbers already look too much. Like just, I think this was 10 kilo, mind you. And actually, yeah, this may be an extremely crazy situation. Like, why would you want to buy 10 kilograms of? I mean, sure, each seed is different. Like, green peas, basically what you eat is the seed. So that's what you need. If you to have a healthy plant. For tomatoes, the seed size is so small. It will go by stack. Now this doesn't look too bad. 100, 500 seed. I think I may have to change one a bit. It actually has to be defaulted to stack now. think I was fussing with this. It's to be perfect. It's vertically aligned. I suppose I could make, see, when I make this larger, yeah, I'm going to need more space anyway. This thing is 96. I think this is going to be 2 to 1. So go with that for now. And this actually has to be on the right side. Too much. Maybe 96 is better. But I mean, sorry, it was already 96, wasn't it? So halfway, 112. And this frame. This frame really misses. This already has a. I might have one extra frame here, but it's fine. We kind of want this to be right aligned. How do we do this? Let's see. Instead of fixed width, fill container. And then this actually has some spacings. This. Okay. And see now with the new condition, everything kind of looks a little bit off. This one needs hug contents. So because now this has to account for 10,000 or something. Let's go back to the shop, see shopping options. So because we have the auto layout, that's actually fine. This is good. Let's make this 10,000 arbitrary anyway. This one is good. This one too. Now these numbers may not make. Maybe we could do 100, 500, 1,000, and then it's maybe a scale. Either way, we have the fitting issue. I think I dealt with that last time. How? Let's pretend the fixed width we did hard contents. Go back. Awesome. Well balanced. And I kind of like this sort of conical view, like sort of like a triangle shape. Too. There's a bit of that here, and you see the numbers are growing, but it still looks large. I bet this price point will come down and will be somewhere along the lines of like 800. 35. So then you'll actually have these are all arbitrary numbers, but idea is that as you buy more, yes, you end up paying more for delivery, but then kind of like the packaging or the per unit delivery cost is going down because you're buying in bulk. So like, these two make sense. It's like double the price, but 5 times more. This will have to be like this. Now you don't have that kind of scale here, but that's fine. Um, Now in the original design, we actually did this. We have the unit price times 1 subtotal, and not subtotal, but sort of the total amount that you are buying for each type. The subtotal would be the 5 those. Now I'm not going to bother with the like writing 350 somewhere. I might have to, but I think this spacing is still not 10. That's actually fine. Let's make it more obvious like this so we can fix it. Still have that issue with the spacing here. Let's see. What if I made this this way? What's the height? 93. What if we include the... If only we made this 96. Right? Let's make it 96. And now I made the frame 96, not the con. Supplier logo. I think I have to go back to the... Okay, what is bizarre is this is a button that when I change the... When I change it here, this is only changing the frame, and yet here, then the button scales. That might have to do with the fact that maybe in this component, my constraints are... It might have to be this way. Not at all. Auto layout? Since there's only one. Clip content. I think I cheated there a bit. This... I was making some kind of frame thing for the like the showing the border. Maybe that was it. Okay. Clip content. So let's make you 96. 96. Come on. Why are you... Okay, it's probably snapping somewhere and then... Okay, going to snap. The top is okay, this is okay. So this is perhaps too close. Expected. Can we now make this a bit narrower or shorter? See, this is sort of promising. Actually, undo, 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 more undo, done. Here you are. Let's create another option. Make them 6. Okay. Go back to the component. Let's make this 10,000. Hit the hub content. Stop. Done. Now we start the framing game. These three will be framed. Frame them. These 3 will be framed. Frame them. Then this frame will be in the vertical. Done. Okay, we are getting somewhere. This is 139. This is perhaps too much. Let's do 9. I think individually doing it 9 and here 2. I think 59 is going to be the height. Interestingly enough, it's a bizarre. Not round, not 60, not 56, nothing. Just an odd number. I think it's even a prime number. We may have to put this a little bit higher for now. I think the total height will be, we do 58, 59, 59, that's 118. This is 10. This 2 should be 10. This should also be 10, for argument's sake. Good. This is essentially 128. It's showing this because it's actually but it was supposed to. Okay, there you go. I think I needed to do the framing. Around 32, we are still 4 pixels off, but I think it's not quite there, almost there. See, this one has the stroke inside. And U has the stroke in center. That fixes it. click this frame. I don't get it. As if there's an extra pixel there. Okay, I need to reframe that because I actually changed the stroke. Now this is perfect, 120. Now this is to go 1 pixel up. This is all 10 pixels, so between these two, we are going to have 10 pixels. Now we can actually stick this somewhere. Okay, getting there. We are going to put this somewhere. +93 plus 31, it's 124, so the 4 pixels gap in between is too narrow. The text seems a bit large. Also legible too. It's the text as the component that I made. It's actually shared. I don't think you can edit visually unless you go in here and make a change here. Make it 50. Yeah, it's individual editing there. So I think I need to go in like this. Not going to do it because I have to select everything. Or do this. I could change the component, but it's going to change everywhere. I think I'm already happy with I have somewhere else. More specifically here, I think we've already used it, right? This is actually normal text, to be honest. But somewhere here I used the text component right there. Perhaps it's not the best component so far. Learning. I think I don't have to double click all the way in. I just have to stop at the level of selection and then click the font information. Click too many times. This is also in. We are good. Zoom out a bit. Now this is 3. This is 31. So that's 100 and this still hasn't come down because it's actually fixed height. If we hug the contents, it's actually even more tall because so let's stick this here for now. This is bottom aligned. So Okay. It's compact for sure, but perhaps too compact. Why is this even? I think maybe this needs some pinning. I think 4 pixels is. Was it Shift R? Yeah, I think yeah, it's already on anyway. Um, 1, 2, 3. So what did I do here? Made still thinking about this part. You can always make this area wider. There is still this piece of information. Okay, first things first. This this order total, if it's going to be there, has to be bigger, separated from all this, sort of like having some more gap. Can you custom fitting around items? Kinda, but I just want to give it. I see. Only from the top. We don't want this. We want like say 12. That's not important. Okay, this is the important part. What did I do here? So I need 12 more. And this has to be maybe bigger. Because, when in doubt, make everything bigger. That's the idea. Maybe bold, semi bold. There's actually another interesting topic that I haven't discussed so far, but partly game design, partly visual design. Now, conventionally, when you visit a supplier's website, wanna buy, you don't place separate orders. You don't just place one order for tomatoes and 5 minutes later buy dill or cucumbers. So you don't end up paying the base shipping cost. Because there's some weight calculation involved, sure, but there's also the minimum shipping cost too. Now, when we add to basket here, that's actually the reason why we have add to basket instead of directly ordering. You are going to be basically putting this to the basket, and if you go and shop for a different item, you may actually end up ordering from this guy too. So then the shipping cost is basically going to be calculated in the end for all your items from the same manufacturer. So I think that's kind of a design flaw. I tried to be helpful here, but 'cause here's the idea. Let's actually think about this. Maybe a viewer will actually present a solution. Now, when you want to plant tomato, let's cut down the music. Tomato. So you want to buy tomato, then you just want to shop for tomato. So this button opens this interface. So now we are going to see a bunch of either manufacturers or suppliers. In this case, it's a seed. So then you'll compare the price between manufacturers. Of course, the benefit is that well, one is closer, so you'll get it earlier. Their price is higher. Price is reasonable, but then maybe they're a little bit farther away, or their shipping costs, the way they work it out with the posting office, they have higher shipping costs. Either way, I don't want to make this list too long, but maybe two or three. Shouldn't be scrolling too much. But you're essentially saying, well, for this amount, here's how much I'm going to pay. you add to the basket. So then you go back and you shop for cucumbers. You come back here, and it just happens that the same bulk boy is also offering cucumbers. Now you add actually cucumbers and tomatoes to the basket for the same supplier. Then you go and finalize your order somewhere else. We may actually have a sort of like a basket interface here as sort of like a semi-detached thing. Um, so you could actually confirm your order. That's when I was saying the shipping might be more important when you want to confirm your order. Because by shipping, we kind of mean the base cost. Oops. It just might be that we can maybe put that in the narrative as well. Prices kind of reflect your shipping cost too. Doesn't make much sense. It's by weight in the end. In real life. That's how it is. You don't want to pay for shipping for different quantities, like the same kind of shipping. Maybe it's just averaged out, but it's awkward. I don't want to know how much shipping you're paying for for the individual product you're buying, not because the business has some overall cost of running business or cost of shipping that they're actually kind of making it part of the price. You know how that thing like in restaurants, you don't pay for cutlery or napkin cost. You know, it's part of running business, but it's reflected in the price, so you just don't know you're paying. But it would be kind of dumb to do that here. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning more towards having the shipping as a separate thing in the order confirmation screen instead of particular. Let's see, maybe Jordan is around. I can actually. Yeah, it's almost the end of the day, so I'm going to let him be. It's Friday afternoon, so let's respect the business hours. I take this shipping out, this part, take it out. Like, I think now we can kind of is 6. That's 6. It's 24. It's here. It's looking ugly by the minute. Uglier. I'll need to incorporate this. Some of these logos, there is usually not much going on the top right corner. I may actually bring this element back. Some kind of icon that I've sort of. Is that even common icon that we know that could be used for day icon? So then if it's 10 or 20 days, let's see. We could use this. This looks like this. So 20. I think I have the idea. So some kind of like a calendar thing. It has the date, number of days in it. Something like this looks holy. Oh, I see. Paste it into frame. It's actually space. You're essentially recreating this shape. This is nothing but angle for now. Shift X. Stroke is changed. Um, just need to know the dimensions of this. Let's do the inside. This side. That's it. Need to do caps are round. This is not going to matter because it says no cap around it. Let's make it one pixel off here. Here, which needs to be two. The rest is just adjusting this. The color is just our own stuff. We are going to have the duplicate. Yes. This probably needs a fill color. Outside might be this. And the fill color is. And we made it this color. Let's follow the same. I think it's Control Alt C. Click this, Control Alt V. Why is it so difficult sometimes? Copy properties, Control Alt C, yeah. Control Alt V, that's what I did. Did not press the buttons quite right. Anyway, this has to come up. In the middle, there's going to be text, and we're also going to put these guys here. They are nothing but just lines. Nothing but lines. Thickness will be adjusted. Select both of you. Pick this. This has to be. Oops. We may turn this into. Let's make this just in case. This is going to be component for like ETA component. Okay. And this is going to have a piece of text. So this is going to be a frame. Frame the selection. So would have liked the rectangle to be the. Let's write some text here, some arbitrary text. Here's the text. Let's see, I did not write it. Okay. Text. Now this text and rectangle. Sometimes it takes some liberty to stuff. I like that, and sometimes I think this is it. Want it to have auto layout, but when I do auto layout, constraints text. Yes, and where's your center point? How was I doing? See, that's the thing, right? I kind of want rectangle to be there, and they are kind of framed. If I do auto layout, then we go into that bizarre territory. This, which is okay. There, okay, that is okay. The size is not okay. Size has to be 111 and 9. Like this. And of course, the text. Okay, this is more like what I'm saying. 30. This. Okay. That to be done. This is the other rectangle. 4 lines. Okay. 30. Your at positioning is off. So this center. This has to be center. Perfect. Because there is only one element that stack up or put next to each other. This is ETA. This component may have a bit more finesse, but I think this is it. This is of course too big. Now is the time to test it. It's a bit kinder version of this. We now arbitrarily do this. Let's see. Do that everything. Because I'm not actually accounting for the other size here, right? This one, yeah. It's supposed to scale, and this center, this also has to scale too. You do this now. Now, these guys need some round cap. Let's group those bad boys. Also have to come up. They need a round cap there. This, like this, at that scale. That does. This is too gentler. Just there. It's too far out. Okay. Zoom out. We might have to make these jury group. I see, because I did the inside in the center. Didn't matter. I think it's still off. So down. Yeah. I see, because when I scaled everything, really screwed it up. Yeah. Yeah, this is not going to change because of this. Might have to make this semi-bold, and then maybe the title is. I mean, the color will be dark green. Like this is kind of really dark green. We'll see. When the time comes, I might still have to make this a little bit smaller, but I think this is as close as we can get for now. Of course, the question is, will people understand that this is take 30 days to arrive? Could put some kind of tooltip, some kind of tutorial. Fine. Now we've done this. Bye bye. Subtotal is 350. Sales tax. If we got rid of shipping, sales tax doesn't make it. Tell you why. Because if you're ordering cucumbers, add to basket. If you're ordering tomatoes from the same supplier, add to the basket. Your sales tax will eventually be some percentage of your total shopping list from the supplier. Because it's a percentage, it's going to be add up to the same number anyway. Because you see 49 here and then maybe or for a different product from the same supplier, and they will just be added up anyway. This is not a determining factor. Buy this from this supplier versus another one here, because like if sales tax is higher for the manufacturer right below, that's because your subtotal was already. This is following this. So this subtotal is the most important. Now, tricky part here is like the way you kind of want to buy from one manufacturer. Now, we have also discussed, not during a live stream, but some other time, that if you keep buying from the same manufacturer, then you kind of, it's like collecting reward points, or it's more like they like you as a customer. You get better price later. Maybe we need some kind of, that shows maybe a star thing. Let's put the star for now, but we'll put a note to the developers so that they want to. So this polygon, I actually tried this polygon. It also comes with. I see, that's just like. So we'll go for star then. Does this come with the number of angles? Because for the normal star, it's too awkward. This is 37, 33. This is sort of there. You should be. We could make it 37. Stick yourself. And then you have a stroke. It's no dunk, maybe. This also has to be like. Let's double check our colors. I think its fill color is, the stroke color is 6690. Yep, that's the one. And this actually needs text. For now, it's 0. No idea what I'm doing with that for now. Okay. Here. These two will be centered. Yes, it's centered. That looks ugly. I did two here. It's better. Now that we have this concept, I can always move them around. Let's see. Let's pick a different. This was sort of the prototype. This is, I think, gone. Do I have clutter here? I think I do. Order details. Could be as either order sort of summary. We had some other markers here. Where was it? I think I got rid of them. Company. Yeah, we got rid of them when we had the rows here. Size, price, quantity. Sales tax, like I said, this is also meaning. So what matters? You're basically I'm gonna grab some more water. Maybe some creative juice will come back. If sales tax goes away, order total goes away too, because you're only interested in the subtotal. Yep, that's what we need. I feel like we need some kind of fine print somewhere. Cheaping. Something like this. Let's make this smaller. Right aligned. Align to text. We could put it somewhere here, sort of like some kind of fine print. Let's make this left now. And then this will actually have to come. Let's go to 360 is around cool looking number. Yeah. So then you're no longer order total. You're just essentially subtotal. Oh, your glorious days of being order total has been diminished into being only a subtotal. You are done. I guess I have this as what's going on here? Oh. Um, what am I doing? Anyway, that whole thing is pissing me off right now. This has to go. This has to go. Okay. Whether these two are here or not, I think I'm more and more inclined that these two should sort of swap their positions. Did I do that? And done. Bulk boy. Ooh. Let's group you bad boys. 338. Sorry. Yes, you have not been grouped before. Explains your resistance. Now, this may need more than 10, but that's okay. Because this can be now filled. Something here. we discussed whether we should have some kind of company information. Uh, Now, in terms of realism and too much realism, it may kill the fun. So, should you have different ETA for different products from the same manufacturer? In reality, yeah, Amazon delivers your orders in different order in different at different times, I guess. I think it makes much more sense that, okay, just ungroup this. Let's take this, stick it somewhere here. Okay. And you should turn yourself into a component. Just move yourself here. Okay. Should be called reputation. Something like that for now. This height is 33, this height is 33. They are usually sort of there. How is this 33? How could this be 33? Now, how do I make, see, I think we just did that. See, I think, see, I don't, like, how did I do this here? It's just that. Frame itself happens to be this. So, let's see. This could be the frame. Convert this to a frame. Frame selection? But then you are not really, I want to turn you into a frame. Um, okay, so this should not have auto layout. You should act like frame. That inside you, yeah, see, that's the problem. But we frame you too. See, I don't get it. How did we do this with the rectangle and just the text being this? What's the difference? I kind of remember grouping things first. Did it? So imagine this. Um, this may not be needed, so let's. So your top is okay. Bottom is foul. Constraints are that. So the star itself is supposed to scale. Yeah, I remember making this 30. So that actually makes sense. So this should have been, let's see. Okay, so maybe you should actually have, let's group you two. Then uh, it, it's just another shape. Why can't it do, why can't this one do the same thing this rectangle did? So we do auto layout, then it kind of screws itself up. Here's the frame. I want this frame to be acting more like this. You know what? I think I'm going to cut this text. I'm going to just do this and paste it into, no. Okay, take this whole thing out. Select this star. Frame this selection. Inside that, paste this. Still the same thing. This is also garbage. It doesn't make any sense. Here's a frame. It's just a rectangle. Has text in it. Of course, it has auto layout, but with one element. Can you group just one element? You did, you do. Here's this. Okay. Still though, like if only this was kind of same thing. If I put this in here, it's going to act like two elements. It's not gonna. Okay. I think I'll just keep this as a group. Can we ungroup? We did. Let's just do this. That is actually your component. It's going to be 37. Okay. It's a bit disappointing, but it is what it is. Let's change the angles here a bit. So here's okay, that looks cute. And this is the count as the number. And this is the angle, the ratio. That ratio is basically the angle there. 65 is 63 is. Maybe I can make the top of this sort of aligned. The bottom is aligned. This is actually okay. Let's zoom out. Sure, I think that looks visually balanced. Now let's type in some bizarre number like 5. Maybe the highest it can go. That's fine. So we still need some kind of total here. Call it subtotal. Put some large number. Still needs unit. Most likely right aligned. In the likelihood that it's actually some high number like this. We probably need to make this a bit bigger. Just to this interface will have to look different for other types of items. For seeds, this makes sense that you are purchasing bulk. But if you're buying a bucket or a rain barrel, you'll probably see the price per manufacturer just for the one item. That there will only be maybe one. That interface will have to be kind of similar. Let's try something that looks extremely ugly. Ooh, but I chose rectangle. Are you aligned here? How will we know if you're aligned? You are now aligned. Everything can go. Anything goes. Group you, you're already kind of, you're already yourself. Then may not be 10. And I do 10 pixels. Maybe this is 10 pixels. Maybe this is kind of 2. It's going to be 10 pixels. This should be 148. It starts at 1. This, right? Right. 338. 766. That's what I. So because I probably screwed up the scale there. Oh, fucked it up. Because it's always centered inside. How is it that this rectangle is 766, not explains it. Now this may not be that clear to see. Group it, copy, paste. We may have to flip it, flippy. How do we flip it? It's the flippy. Flip vertical, shift V. Where's the divider flip to? Is there a way to turn off the frame names? Show slices. Layout grids, rulers. Show hide UI. How do you get it back? No. Refresh. View, frame outlines. Layout grids. Figma hide frame. It's a valid question. How do I turn off? Okay, what the fuck? Guess this is just by default turned off for this guy. Placing your components is only removes the label, but also groups them in. So people are basically suggesting that you group them. Extra step. Anyway, that's not really our concern. For now, what I'm going to do is this. Select this. Select this. Group these. Another copy. Down. Somewhere here. Repositioning. Here. Let's change bulk boy from bulk boy to tiny ones. There's another company. There's a delivery date of 12 days. Arbitrary number. Also reputation 1. Maybe the price is different. Who cares? Right now, it's not really hard. We're trying to see if these. Why is this looking as if like there's some double layer here? Here's a group. Here's another group. We did Shift B, right? Shift B. See, this looks still sort of 2 pixels, right? It's like 1 pixel. This kind of looks like. Oh, okay. This is 2 pixels too. I think it was just kind of underneath. The same old problem. Inside or center. I think. But the stroke. See, why is this not quite 1 pixel? It's sort of centered. No matter what I choose here. Frustrating. This is just making it round. Not. And I don't think you can put stroke on one side, can you? It's not individual. Like you adjust your my best guess is maybe there's something wrong with this. That's actually pixel perfect. This acts more like it's subpixel. That's kind of dumb. This, see, do it that way, then it's all screwed up. So you want to do 0.5, doesn't matter. 1, 1.5. Then it's still too much here. It's bizarre. That's something else. We don't need that. None of this matters because there's no joining parts. It's not going to do anything. I think for argument's sake that like we keep this as 2, but what we mean is that we actually have 1. So when we copy this group, we are actually putting this group kind of 1 pixel off. Well, really that fine. Sure. Problem is, yeah, see now the bottom actually is like 2 pixels. Kind of have to do it this way, only to remove the bottom one. Or you just say, fuck it, this is just 1, okay? That this is actually kind of overlapping like this. And now you duplicate this. Now when it actually snaps, this bottom one will also have the same. Still doesn't. What the? Okay, now it does. Shift B, the other way around. Okay. I'm going to turn this into a component. You are going to be a component, and this component will be called grouping supplier background. Because I'm going to make a lot of changes here and I don't want to it's changing all the time. So this rectangle, maybe instead of having this linear, maybe it should have what is it called? Rectangle in Pyrus, but essentially it's this. So this has to be 50%. Is there a way to set this to 50%? So I can actually add this with this color. So this FC, FC, FFB, FC, which is, I think, yeah, no, this, yes. So I wish there was a way to adjust these instead of arbitrarily ballpark, like just eyeballing it. I suppose the line can now be a bit, or even this. Does this, I see. Now this has to change. This fill color. This fill color should be the same as this one. This one. Let's change this one too. Also, this fill color has to change. It's subtle but important. Um, yeah, this changes too subtle. How do we remove this? It's selected, press delete. Okay. We talked about putting some kind of warning or label here. That's like nothing is available from this supplier for the moment. Maybe we'll put some kind of icon here. We'll see. But I think that might be it for today. I got the major work done. Maybe I'll fix this scroll bar so that this top, there's going to be some kind of line like here. And then maybe call it a day. So let's do this. Because I think we have something like this here too, right? Some gentle line here. The colors may change, but yeah, this is still too much. This line here is too dark. That why did oh it changed it in the instance, but not in the We'll see. Well, there's some fine detail stuff going on. And perhaps the problem is actually the way this rectangle is finishing there. The bottom. This is the bottom part. This is perhaps too subtle. Yeah. Okay. I think I'll leave it like this, and maybe I'll put a third one tomorrow or on Sunday, and I'll tidy this part up. It's going to be a bit more compact. Maybe I'll squeeze in some more fine print information here and there. I think this is a more drastic change than, well, it's drastically different, but conventional way was kind of like this, writing down the post types or points. But as we discussed during the stream, you're essentially shopping for this item from a few manufacturers or suppliers that you will end up having the shipping and the sales tax calculated later when you confirm a full order. You're kind of adding stuff to your basket from different suppliers. So this is gone. Okay, so um, Friday night, maybe I'll hang out in the garden. I'm not sure. If I stream tonight, maybe I won't stream tomorrow or the other way around. So we'll see. But for now, I think this is what we got. And maybe we'll move on to something. We'll start something new or maybe tidy this up. So we'll keep doing the design work for the time being. Have a good night and see you later.